I know that you are about to wrap up your time as Roxy Hart. Congratulations on such an epic run. I know that you said that this is like your favorite place. What are you going to miss the most about this? And is this just the start of your, hopefully, Broadway career?
I would love to think that it's just the start because truly every day is a dream come true. And I think that the best part is the people. I'm sure that anyone who's ever gotten a chance to work with the company of Chicago here on Broadway, the Ambassador, knows that they are the best group of people. We are constantly having a blast backstage, and from the costume department to the stage managers and everyone in between, it is just a dream group of people to work with.
Right. I kind of circling it back to the game changer. Was this the game changer moment for you in your life in this past year?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I've dreamt of this my whole life. So being able to actually do it has been really, really amazing. And it's been even better than I could have dreamed of.
Yeah. Have you fallen in love with, I know you used to live in New York, right? So do you want to maybe do a little bi-coastal living now?
Yeah, it's so funny because I remember when I moved to LA from New York, all my friends here were like, don't worry, you're going to be bi-coastal. We'll still be able to hang out all the time. And now I feel like, that bi-coastal, the dream of being bi-coastal is still something that that I would love to have.
Yeah. Would you say that this is the happiest that you have ever been in your life?
Oh, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm very happy right now. I don't know. I had to think about it, but yeah, I feel really good right now. I think that, there's something about just getting to perform on that stage every day and laughing all the time. I am definitely very happy right now.
Yeah. Have you had any like malfunctions on stage though, or anything that
all the time? Yeah, there's things that happen all the time. The night before, or the matinee yesterday, our shoes are leather, and as you know, leather stretches out over time, and my shoe was a little big, and so I definitely had like we're not gonna fall moment. I saved it, but in between shows, we put some pads in to make sure that doesn't happen, because that could be very bad.
It could be very bad.
It happens all the time, and that's what makes live theater so much fun.
Totally. And I'm sure nobody in the audience even knew. I'm sure you're the only one that was like, oh my God.
That's the thing is we know, but it's exactly.
Yeah, you're like, I just hope my shoe doesn't fly off and kick somebody in the face, because that would not be
exactly. Then they'll really know.
Then they'll really know. I know that your boyfriend, Daniel, lives in New York. But like I was saying, are you hoping that like now you can kind of like, straddle both coasts pretty much?
Yeah, that would be really great. I've loved being able to be in the same city with him for the last few months. It's been really awesome.
Yeah. Has it kind of brought your relationship to not like the next level, a more serious level?
It's something that, when you're on opposite coasts and you're thinking to yourself like, oh, I wish we could just do normal day-to-day things. It's allowed us to do that, and I've really loved it.
I know we're going to see him a little bit more on the show. How did you feel about bringing him into the fray?
Well, it's definitely something that he's not very excited about, but he did it for me as a favor. I think that it would have been very difficult to just like, I couldn't have pretended like he wasn't a part of my life last summer. And that's what we do, we live our lives and we show that. And so he was a very good sport. He kind of did me that little favor. But he's definitely not going to be on it very much. So
yeah, no, he was like, I'm kind of, did he want to not do it again after that?
No, I don't think he'll be back. No.
I love seeing you in such a happy, healthy relationship. And I know earlier on in the season, and correct me if I'm overstepping my boundaries, because you said, this is the first person that you really could see a future with. Maybe, things that you weren't thinking about in the past. Is that still something that maybe you're considering?
Well, I definitely haven't made any sort of like major changes in terms of, how I feel about my life or my future. That was, definitely a conversation that I felt it was just being able to be with someone that, he really is so different than anyone I've ever been with. And just thinking about like, what does that mean, potentially for me and my future. So yeah, it's been great, but yeah, I'm just seeing how things go. And it's something that brings me a lot of joy. And they, even back then, even in that conversation, I think what I was getting at is that, something that I've learned is that they say, there's triggers and there's glimmers. And that was a point. It was honestly, last summer was one of the most difficult times of my entire life. But to have people around me that brought me these glimmers as opposed to triggers, it was nice to have those moments of positivity.
Definitely. I'm sure it was. At the beginning of the season, I think you said, people might not like you after they see this season. Now watching it back a little bit, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I know exactly why I said that, and I stand by why I said that. I think that I was going through, again, like what I said, the most difficult time of my life, and I allowed all times and moments of my healing process to be shown and not just come out and say, hey, I'm healed, everybody.
Sure.
And I think that we don't often get to see that. And as difficult as it was, I put on my makeup, showed up to all my call times, I put on an outfit, and I put myself out there, and I'm proud of myself for doing it.
Did you look at certain people differently though after this season, whether that be Lala, Chyna, or maybe even Lisa Vanderpump in a way?
I think those relationships are always changing, ebbing, flowing. And I think I've looked at everyone different after every season for the last 10 seasons. I think we all do, given, whatever's happening in that moment.
Yeah. What did you learn about yourself after filming this season?
I learned, honestly, that I'm very brave. Mm-hmm. And that I have a lot of really wonderful people in my life who have shown me what's important and have shown me that I'm going to be okay no matter what. And we're all in this together.
I love this campaign. I just watched the video. It is so wonderful. And tell me why you wanted to re-partner with Bic, because I know that this is a game changer for you in more ways than one.
Yeah. So our successful and fun award-winning campaign that we did together last year, we had such a good time with it, and I love the product. So it was two things that really worked for me to do this again. Just this fun, cheeky content and getting to work with Bic razors again. It's been awesome.
I love that. This campaign is all about switching things up, doing things that are right for you, making some big changes in your life. Obviously, you have done all that and more, but for somebody that's about to make this big change in their life, whether it be a breakup or, doing something that's going to challenge them, what is that one piece of advice that you would give them?
Just go for it. It's kind of taking that leap of faith. And I think that you'll always land on 2 feet. As much as scary as things are, sometimes you'll always land on the other side, like a cat.
Yeah. Right. It's so true. Is that something that if you could go back and tell yourself something a year ago from now when things were kind of like, obviously, but like, what would you tell that person then? Is kind of like the same thing?
Yeah. That you'll always be okay.
Yeah.